Hey guys, welcome back to Beard Grain. I'm Josh, and today I wanted to have a quick chat with you, sort of throw a question out there to you about fitness supplements, health supplements, these things here, whey protein and creatine and BCAAs, things like that. I'm in the process of trying to get into better shape. I eventually want to look something like an anime character, but that's probably a ways down the road. Right now, I want to have a little bit more energy and a lot more muscle on my body. And so those are the things that I'm working towards. I'm not going to go into fitness routine right now, but this is sort of what I'm using in my day-to-day life, as well as trying to slowly gear shift my diet towards something a little more healthy, something a little more chicken and rice based, as I'm sure you guys have seen lots of people in the fitness world sort of utilize in order to achieve their goals. But as far as this stuff here, right, where do you get it? Because I used to go to GNC. I'm 34. Actually, my birthday is today, April 6th. I am 34 now. So GNC, when I was younger, when I was in high school, college, for a short period of time before I decided that wasn't for me, used to be where everybody went to get their stuff, right? There were like 3 of them in every single mall. They were on every corner. They had tons of inventory in stock. Now they're basically all closed. And that's obviously because the world is shifting towards less of a brick and mortar and more of an online platform for when it comes to shopping retail, which I find is both good but mostly bad in many ways. But that means that I can't just run to a local GNC or a vitamin shop to grab this stuff. I usually have to go online, especially if I want to pay a fair price. A lot of times picking this stuff up online compared to buying it in a store is somewhere near 2/3 to sometimes even half of the price if you buy it online. So that's definitely the route you want to go, as much as I hate letting these stores shut down. Now, I had been for years using a site called Muscle and Strength, and I like the deals that they have. They often have buy one, get one 50% off, or buy 2, get 1 free. It's a really good site. There's lots of bulk options where you can like add a bunch of stuff into your cart and they'll throw in free items. Really good site. I've always felt like the pricing was fair, the customer service was good, shipping was quick and, consistent. But recently I've found that a lot of their inventory is out of stock. I don't know if this has to do with just supply chain issues because of global plague things, or something else. Maybe they're just losing it a little bit. So I started looking at other sites. There's, I think there's bodybuilding, shopbodybuilders.com. Then there's Supplement Warehouse or Fitness Warehouse, something like that. There's a few that I came across that all seem reasonable. Now, when it comes to sort of like picking out what I'm going to order, I'm not going to go into the science and the chemistry, like the deep chemistry of all of these different components. I know enough to be dangerous, and I'm basically going to go based off of user reviews. Now, a site like Muscle and Strength has thousands of reviews for their sort of higher tier products, the ones that many people have used before. I want to say something like Optimum Nutrition's Gold Standard Whey is, I want to say, in the 10 to 12,000 review range, and it's got like 4.5 stars. So enough people have tried that to sort of make the group decision that it's a good product. But when it comes to something like a BCAA with a little bit of caffeine thrown into it, or a creatine, whether it's a powder or a pill, I don't really understand where the difference comes from, but having that review system sort of makes it easier for me to make the decision. And a lot of these sites have iffy review systems. There's a few that have really good reviews or really good review systems where there's enough of a user base that you see solid review counts on different products. But then a lot of them you're going to see, I would say 2/3 of the products have no reviews, and those that do have reviews have 4 or 5. That just means either people on that site aren't using the review option, or there just aren't enough people on that site to make having it worthwhile. And for somebody like me, I really need to utilize that option to make my decision when it comes down to the point of, I don't understand why these 2 products are different, but obviously other people seem to. So I'm just going to lean in that direction, especially if it doesn't seem to cost me any additional money. So which of these sites do you guys use when you're ordering these types of things? I'm curious. I want to know what the best out there is as far as you guys have to say. The other thing is there really a difference in certain features here, right? So I recently watched a video that broke down that a single gram of protein has 4 calories to it. Just however that math works out. I'm not a food scientist, but a single gram of protein has 4 calories. Okay, so a scoop of 25 grams of protein, if it were pure protein isolate, would be 100 calories. Now, this is 120 calories for 24 or 25 grams of protein, so that's pretty close. Whatever's in here that's a little extra beyond that is probably for flavor and some additional sort of like stuff to help it absorb into your system or possibly rehydrate you. I'm guessing it's that kind of stuff. If you go with a pure whey isolate, Like I was looking at Dymatize 100. It's a little more expensive. It's actually a good deal, bit more expensive, but it's only 110 calories for 25 grams. So it's closer to that pure protein sort of ratio that you would see if you were actually getting 100% pure protein. But again, is the difference of 10 calories per scoop really going to change my life? I don't think there's that much contained within those 10 calories that I really need to worry about it. And for the cost difference, I'm just not understanding what the benefit is of knocking 10 calories off of my scoop when both are 25 grams and one's just got 10, say it's 10 extra calories of pure sugar. I don't care. Like, I'm not worried about sugar right now. I'm worried about protein intake, making sure I get enough water, fiber, additional stuff like that. I'm not tracking my carbs versus my fat versus, I'm not at that point yet. I'm just looking for energy and protein for muscle building and muscle health with things like BCAAs, and creatine helping with sort of muscle plumping. Just makes you look like a big balloon animal, but why not? So I'm not sure I understand the whole isolate protein thing, like the pure isolate, so that you're not getting any additional stuff. It doesn't seem like it's worth the money to knock off the 10 calories. What are the other benefits? Then when it comes to something like a creatine, again, I don't really understand what the difference is. Every scoop or every pill or combination of pills seems to come out to 5 grams of creatine. I want to say it's like creatine monohydrate or something like that. I can't remember the exact term, but it's all just creatine, right? So does it matter what kind I'm taking? It's a purer creatine, I suppose. They all just say 5 grams. So this bottle of, pills, which is something like a 90-day supply, costs a third of this, super isolate pure creatine powder that is, unflavored, and you throw 1 scoop into every protein shake. Is there really a difference, or am I just paying 3 times the price for really no reason and a bunch of packaging? If that's the case, I'd rather not. But creatine seems to just be creatine. Is it just a purity thing? And does purity matter that much, that it's worth that much extra money? Then when it comes to like a greens fiber supplement, I've been using Athletic Greens because up until recently, I was a very, very, very big fan of Joe Rogan. I would say as of recently, after he decided to back off being a sort of pure free speech advocate, and now he's just kind of like a free speech as long as you're careful about what you say type of guy. And that happened about a month or 2 ago when Spotify decided to shake its finger at him. Anywho, I decided to use this because I heard about it on his show, and I've really enjoyed using it. It really seems to help with my digestion and sort of my gut health, I assume is what's going on there. And I hate fruits. I hate vegetables. I don't mind fruits. Fruits are good. I love fruits. But vegetables, unless it's a pepper or an onion of some kind, I don't really much care for it. And of course, I'm ruling out potatoes and corn because people say those aren't vegetables. They're just starches and tubers and things like that. And I don't mind beans and whatnot, but those are legumes. So if you're talking about like leafy green vegetables, I hate them. This stuff, I still hate it, but I don't mind chugging a glass of 10 ounces of this mixed into water in the morning. And that seems to be doing the trick for me. But is there a better sort of super green out there that I should be switching to? Is this stuff overpriced? It is a bit expensive, but I'm wondering if maybe they're all just kind of expensive. Is this one necessarily more effective or purer than the others? I can't really tell. They all seem to sort of have the same stuff in them, so I don't know. Another question is the whey protein versus the casein protein. This is supposed to be the slow digesting. You take it at night and it satiates you through the entire night and helps your metabolism continue to burn throughout your sleep cycle. Then I've also heard that it's a complete waste of money and doesn't really behave in your system much differently than a regular whey protein, and in fact can actually cause digestion issues because it is so slow digesting that it can cause backups and buildups inside of your system and some serious gas and pressure issues. So I've heard this isn't really necessarily anything special, or in some cases could be detrimental compared to just sticking with a regular whey, which is both cheaper and essentially does the same job. So do you guys use a casein protein, or do you stick with a regular whey protein or whatever type of protein you use, like a vegan pea protein or something like that? And then as far as these two right here go, these are sort of my energies and my muscle repair, right? Again, Joe Rogan, Alpha Brain, he's a big fan of that. I decided to give this a try. Whether or not I'm still a fan of the show, I'm not certain, but I do know that this stuff does seem to help me focus. If I take it first thing in the morning, it gets me through to about lunchtime feeling very focused and productive. Now, maybe that's completely a placebo effect, but I don't think it is. And even if it is, I don't care. It's still working, so I'm going to continue to take it. And it's not too pricey, but there might be something better out there. So let me know if you have something that's sort of in the energy and focus realm that you've heard works as well as this, or maybe you've tried this and something else and you liked the something else better. And then lastly, this is my BCAAs, but they also have basically a caffeine mixture mixed into them. It's something like, every 2 scoops is 150 milligrams of caffeine. I usually do 4 to 6 scoops. The BCAAs are for muscle health and repair, and the caffeine is sort of something that gets me from noon through to my workout, which is usually at 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. And after that, I'll come home, I'll chug a double protein shake, which right now is this because I have it in the house. But when I get to the point where I need to reorder, which is going to be within the next 30 days likely, I'm going to be ordering a new protein. Do I need a new casein protein, or should I just go with a bigger whey protein? What about BCAAs? I like having them for energy, but I don't mind dividing the energy from the BCAA if that works out. Do you guys use a pre-workout? I can't do a stimulated pre-workout because I go to the gym at 10 o'clock at night and I wouldn't be able to sleep when I got home around 11 or 12. So I need to go with a non-stim pre-workout. I do like the kind of rush and tingly sensation that you get from something like a beta-alanine, but does it really help with your workout and your pump? Does the pump really do much beyond making you feel good at the gym? Or is it actually, benefiting you in some way with muscle tearing and repair and growth and stuff like that? So that's a lot, I realize, and I know how I feel about a lot of these things, but like I said, on a lot of these, the answers are kind of split on the internet, so I'm curious to see what you guys have to say, and I wanted to sort of showcase what I'm using right now. Some of you might think that these are all terrible, some of you might think that I should stick with these. Like I said, I've heard a lot of good stuff about the gold standard whey. It's got a ridiculous number of positive reviews. Pretty much anywhere you go, you kind of can't beat it, bang for your buck, but maybe going with an isolate is better for some reason that I'm just not discerning from the internet. I don't know. Yeah, just give me your opinion on this stuff. I'm curious. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out together as a team. Hope you guys are having a good day, and I will see you soon. Have a good one.